rising, stories told. Voices rising, stories told. Truth unfolding, brave and bold. In this space we speak our mind. Different views all intertwined. It's the big conversation where the real ones talk.
Amazing. It's a brand new day, so we say welcome to the big conversation. I am Osaranoma Saba. Most people know me as the Edo Queen or the ringleader for Gen Zs on this table, and it's great to have you join us on the show this morning. There's a popular quote by John C. Maxwell that says, "A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way." It sounds simple, right? But is leadership really that straightforward? Is it about influence, position, or something deeper? Well, hold that thought, because that's exactly what we'll be unpacking on the show today. Welcome back to the show. So leadership is a word we hear all the time in politics, in business, even in our communities. Everyone wants good leadership, but the real question is, what actually makes a good leader? Is leadership about power, position, or influence? Are great leaders born, or are they made through experience and learning? And when leadership fails, is the problem really the leaders or the followers? And of course, another main question is, are we really ready for women in leadership? Oh my gosh, many, many questions, and we'll be getting to them right about now. So my beautiful ladies, my distinguished ladies, coincidentally today, March 10 is the International Day of Women Judges. So I mean, in the UN, it signifies, just observing the importance of women being in leadership roles, which is why this topic is important. And I think I'll start off from that aspect. I remember asking someone early this morning if they really see a future of women in leadership, and his response, okay, yes, he was a man, and his response was, are women even ready for leadership roles? So that's where I will kick off from here, and I'm going to start with Funola, because she's always a very strong advocate of, I wish Titi was on the table too. She's another strong, I stand women in power lady. So yes, do you think women are ready for women in leadership roles as well?
Okay, so maybe not to generalize, we can't ask that question that, oh, are men ready for leadership? Do you get it? Are you ready for? I think that this thing should be individualized. Do you get it? So we can say that, oh, teach women about leadership and all that, but let's not generalize, because we don't get to ask men these questions. That, oh, do you think that men are ready for? Men just take it.
But they're already very obvious. There are very obvious barriers to women being in leadership.
So as women, I think that individually, we should try to maybe form a community, right? And individually do things that we remove the barriers. Don't do things that men do, to break the barriers. So get educated, be financially empowered, be articulate. Be articulate, don't take nonsense. Do you get it? Okay. So the things that men do, you also do it.
So now, interestingly, there was this reel I saw on social media where it was, I don't know if it was from the whole Senator Natasha, Rockos. There was someone who made a statement about she aspiring to be a female, whether it was president or governor. And then if you see the troll of responses, people saying, oh, they would rather allow
I saw it too.
Maybe a dormant person rule till they die. They were, they were saying all sorts of.
But the thing is that, again, which brings us back to what I said earlier, that men don't go and say things like that. That, oh, I want to be a governor.
I know now, they do aspirations now.
You don't get it. It's not, people who want to be governors just do things that you don't have to be saying it, that so that they can be trolling you. If you want to be the governor, you know the things that you will do to be the governor.
Okay, let's hear from DT.
Do you think that Natasha was writing, I want to be the senator to on social media to get people to applaud her? She did what they were doing too.
Yeah, okay. DT, from all of this, they are, just like Funola has said, building a community, especially with women as well, would, some way encourage or empower women as well to also be in power. But then there's still the natural notion that people have, just like these people who made comments on social media, that to allow a woman to rule, God forbid, you know, they would rather allow, say for example, Tinubu to rule till whenever, than to allow a woman to come into power. So is the problem really not even women, but you know, other people being threatened at the fact that a woman can be in power?
Yeah, I think it's a cultural thing. That's it. It's a cultural thing. We have that mindset that men should always lead. That's the cultural, you know, perspective and mindset.
Yeah.
But whether they like it or not, things are changing, and we're going to see that happen. I don't know when it is going to happen, but in this country, a woman will still be the president. I don't know when.
Yes,
wow. Yes, it will happen. It is inevitable.
Okay.
It is going to happen because as we are going small, even men are beginning to see that all these men, they've been leading us. We've not seen much now. It's always the same complaint. I'm sure we'll get to a point, okay, let us even give these women chance to do it. We've seen it in other countries. It's happening. It will happen. They can resist as much as they want, but it's still going to happen. And then women should just be ready. That's it. Because when your time comes and you are not ready, that's where the problem is. So what do? That means you have to, like she said, you don't have to be shouting, I want to be the senator, I want to be anything. Impact your community. That will already speak for you. When they look at your track record, it is speaking itself. You don't even need to struggle for it. They say, this woman, she can do all this, she can do this. Let's give her the chance. You will be surprised. If a strong woman comes into contention with them, you will see what will happen. There will be a shift. And I know it's going to happen. I hope I will still be here to see it. But if not, I sure know it will happen. So let's just, like she said, let's work on ourselves. And it comes with little responsibilities. Start from your own, community, impacting people. That's what Natasha did. She was, empowering women, helping people, the business, small SMEs and all that. Keep doing that without even thinking of you want to be the president of Nigeria. Just impact your community. As you do that well, there is a way, there is a shift. You just begin to see, because I've experienced it even me, I don't want to be the president of Nigeria. I don't have that dream.
Governor?
I don't want to be
Senator.
Maybe a senator, yes.
Okay,
I don't mind doing that. Yes, but I am focused on, and I'm not doing it so that, I will get an applaud from anybody. I am passionate about seeing women grow, and I will give anything I can to see it happen. So I'm beginning to see shifts that doors that you are not even knocking on will start opening by themselves, because there is a way the universe just supports what you are doing, because your heart is right and you are really passionate about it. The doors, you don't have to struggle or lobby for it. The doors will open by itself. I begin to see that. So whatever we are doing as women, let's do it from being authentic about it. We are not looking for position or power or applaud or anything. Do it authentic. I'm telling you, people will start noticing you that you are an impactful person. So women out there that are looking for leadership roles and they want to really lead. Because leadership comes with responsibility.
True.
You don't want to lead and you don't want to be responsible, you're a joker. It's not going to happen. People will even push you out of that position before. They will vote you out. So you want to lead, you have to be responsible, ready to take responsibility, and really be authentic about it. Really? People can know when you are faking it and they know. There's this, people know how you come to them. So if you come with the right heart and you are really ready to serve people, people know. So whoever is watching as a woman that wants to lead or be a governor or, the president of Nigeria tomorrow, just know that it comes with responsibility. And the first thing is to invest in yourself. Invest in yourself, all the things you need to put in to be a good leader.
Yes.
Put it in, then people will follow.
Amazing.
That gives me leverage to add that influence attracts attention.
Yes.
But leadership carries responsibility. A celebrity may influence fashion, but leaders build systems and bring results. And a likely story to that is Ngozi Konji-Iweala, who was unanimously given the position. No, but there was no
position.
There was no position. After she had finished, she said, Madam, there's nobody else that can take this to you. Please, can you continue to guide us? You listen to that. And it means that she is not only capable, but there's no competition on that level on her. So it means, and I remember when I think she was sitting in her father's office. Father is so busy. Young daughter sitting by the door. So she wants to be influenced by her father. So the father was asking the father a question. The father was like, if I just carry this, he tore it into two and give it to her. Go and fix this.
Just to keep her busy.
You know what she did? She just turned the thing. There was a map of Africa at the back. She just combined the map, and the map was able to fit back. He now brought it in less than a few seconds. His father was like, how were you able to solve this puzzle in you know, I gave you something so that I will continue my work, I'm too busy. I said, Daddy, look at the back now. There is a map. I was able to fix it. So what is that? It means that the way people think things are impossible, a leader knows how to adjust, navigate, bring things together, and that is one quality women have. Men can easily, sorry to do it that way, but some men, you know, they can be confused. Yes, they can be confused, but women can carry so many things.
Yes, and that's because
adjust,
of the natural quality.
and they still look pretty on TV.
I mean, very, very valid points we've raised. Now, I want us to explore another aspect. I was listening to Dr. Miles Monroe's teaching on leadership, and when I started to think deeply, I was relating it to the Nigerian context. And he said how some people are leaders, and not all leaders can be politicians, not all politicians are leaders, right? That what we see, particularly now in our country, what we see is we just have a lot of politicians who particularly have not even taken time to train themselves to be leaders, to lead the people. So what they do is they manipulate, they make promises because, I will do this, free roads, free schooling, right? Just so they get people on their side, right? The motive is wrong. They're not thinking problem-solving skills. That's why we say, when there's problem or when there are issues in the country, why have we not thought of how to mitigate this even before it comes? Because they're thinking like politicians. They're not thinking like leaders that want to solve a problem.
That also brings you to what happened in Abia State. The woman who was able to sit on the election and make sure that the right person comes in. She was not interested in becoming the governor. All she wanted to do was to do the right thing and make sure that the people's vote counted. And the vote counted, and you see what's happening in Abia. Everybody now wants to invest in Abia State.
But another aspect is we as the followers, do we even know what we want in a leader? Because I think maybe culture has shaped us into accepting a particular sect of people, which is why we've been electing a a generation, right? So as the people, do we really know who we want in a leader, or do we even really know what a leader is and what's the way forward?
That we deserve the type of leader
that we have.
You deserve it.
Because when you look at the conversations on LinkedIn, I'm wondering that it's these people, in
They're not
fact,
serious.
you get the leaders you have, it's pity. Because the way we think, at times you just be wondering, they will leave the real issue and be discussing something else and be fighting for what doesn't make sense. I say, how can people be thinking like this? That is why we are making, mistakes with the leaders we put on leadership in this country. Because the way we think.
Shout out to this young
God
lady
help us.
in Ahoda local government.
Yeah.
Young lady who made a video. She has a media, I think Winnie TV. She was, I think she's a copper in that community, and she saw how the state of the school was, and she made a video. The local government chairman beat her up.
Okay,
and then still compensated her 2.5 million, and she refused the 2.5 million. Now
I don't get it.
Now the VDM and the likes of what's his name, the musician. Yes, he's from there. There's this guy.
I didn't.
I know I saw.
So the musician now
she had
sent 100
million.
million, another sent 140 million that they should bring down the house. That is in a very bad state,
No, please tell me they beat her
I
off
also
out.
think that
So that's also leadership
that one
skills.
of the things that I find funny about followership in Nigeria is that people don't take time to think through things, think about things, So they just want to follow sentimental and emotional. They just want to follow the herd. They just want to. So I keep saying that, for example, what is your state government? A lot of people don't even know what their state governors are doing, right? I was telling my friends yesterday, the state of electricity is appalling, right? It touches everybody. So, and I'll say that,
and the heat is terrible.
Do you know that, right? You may not even care. A lot of elites in Nigeria, not necessarily on this table, do not even care to know what their state governors are doing, right? Maybe if the road to their house, the road is okay, their children are not going to public schools, they are not going to public hospitals. They don't care. They don't have any interaction. With their governors. Meanwhile, with the reality, right? In the last 1 month, the allocation that the state government, are getting increased by 35%, right? they don't even ask them, what are you doing with this money?
Yes, I love that.
What
I
are
love
you
that.
doing with this money, right? What are you doing, you know, with even electricity? Because I remember that Oyo State government started IPP, Independent Power Project, right? It was stated it is inside the secretariat, and they said that they were going to be generating 60 megawatts hybrid. Do you get it? Actually, a lot of people in Oyo State are not even aware. You know, the project is stalled. We don't even know what is going to happen. They said they were going to light up public places, secretariats, the high courts, schools.
Have they
You know,
light it up now?
no.
You know,
So, so we don't know. So a lot of people just, you know, we just want to follow the edge, you know, whatever Tunde not tells them, or Gist Lover, or Insta blog, you know, they don't want to sit down.
What you said just reminded me, I think a lot of people are not particularly taking into the fact that, as this is supposed to be a democracy, the followers are supposed to keep the government accountable.
Yes.
But a lot of people are too laid back, or maybe past experience.
No, they think that they
just
are
do
keeping
not-
the government accountable.
Ah,
They think that they are always talking on social media now.
but
they're always ranting, but it is from the place of emotions and sentiments.
Yeah, we
not
just
from,
see
it
that.
is whatever VDM tells them.
It's just a few people who would actually take action. Say, for example, I remember my dad also. So we moved into Lekki 2003, right? And since we were there over the years, every other road was done except our close. And I remember following my dad. He went to Ministry of Works, you know, at Ikeja, and he was following up what's happening to Danubedi Close. Why have they not done the road? He was following up, and we later found out that on their paper they had done, they had written it as done, completed. The money was disbursed, the money was spent, and it was written done. And we had to bring the man to see the close. It is nowhere
Yes.
done.
And they will be complaining.
And
Some
that's
people
how-
would rather complain on social media instead of taking action.
And so Daddy was following, you know, he will use call wunjo them.
This is
Until-
me. That's what I do.
Until
and
they did
women,
it.
oh.
So
And
it only
women.
took
That is what I would do.
it only took 20-something years.
Yes.
20-something
I mean,
years.
yes. So I mean, we moved there
Wow.
it was say like maybe 2023 before they now started taking action.
Yes.
So it's just a lot of people might not have that.
And it will not take up to that.
Okay, where?
It will not take up to that.
Truthfully,
Some people-
truthfully.
Yes, it will not take up to that.
Yeah, it
So
depends
exactly
on
that.
the means. Like this young lady now, it didn't take up to how many they say now. The whole government, everybody's not interested in the school. The video went there with a bulldozer. He took down a portion of the house. Then they said, stop, that these people are coming. They want to come and renovate. They said, no, the villagers said they don't want renovation. No.
So and again, I think that people also like to outsource, you know, their responsibilities to people like
someone else.
VDM. They
And
want
because
VDM to be talking
he has
to
carried
them.
himself as the social.
I just want to say that, you know, leadership comes with accountability.
Yes.
All these people also that are in leadership, all this one she's saying now, you know, they should have a way of if they say they're going to do something, they should also tell us that we've done this, we've done. They should
be accountable.
And then, yes, they should be accountable because, of course, she has highlighted our own part as those who are following them. What we ought to do is also demand from them that this thing you said you would do, have you done? But at times maybe because we don't have avenues to be able to do it. I don't know how it's going to be easy. We can't walk. Where will we go? Which office are we going to go in secretariat, for instance? Say people will do
Or just use our platforms, social media platforms
we
to talk
can,
about
but would
it.
you give us the result?
Well, at least I would know that I talk about it. Do you get it?
I agree
would-
with you,
Yes,
Funola,
I would talk about it. I would not say that I want to outsource it to someone. I remember when we were having challenges with IBDC a year ago. I wrote to FCCPC, to NEC, to Oyo State Ministry of Energy. Until they called me and they told me what exactly the issue was.
And because we know, I think that's where influence comes
Yeah.
in. Because not everybody might either, one, be aware of these sources, or two, might have the energy to go through all of this. So they would rather, if I have, as you have mentioned BBC, please, I've not had life for some time, I will come and tell
No,
you that, please,
Funola should start. Seriously,
would you not
should start
rather-
I'm telling you, it's a responsibility. You should start a
Yes.
community because I would like to be part of what you're saying now. So that, because there are things I also see that I would like to tackle. So
Yes.
you start a community for us, for women. Yeah, I'm not
people-
joking.
so
Start
people
a
that have
community. Yes, we can
influence-
join and we can all support one another.
Have some level of
If we're even talking
responsibility.
about this power, influence, and responsibility. Are we forgotten about the Minister of Roads and what they call it, that has been sitting on people's money? If we had a very powerful women's
Together,
together,
as a
he would have
voice.
paid them, not just pay the lady. He will be accountable for
Yes.
the demolitions that he has done
not that he's
in
standing
Lekki.
alone.
These women have been ranting on
Yes.
TV for God knows how many weeks now, and nobody, there's not been any resolution to the lands that have been demolished and property that has been misappropriated. And of course, the lady whose money is also hanging and she's seeking
Yes.
redress.
Yes.
So I mean, we
need
can't
to start
continue
the
to hide.
community and register it, legally. Yes, I'm telling you, this is a movement. We are talking about women in leadership.
Yes.
This is practicality. So that it's not just discussion and
Precisely.
conversation. We are going to take seriously. Don't
No,
laugh.
yeah,
I'm
because
serious.
the truth is now you lead this movement. There are a lot of other young people.
Yes.
There are other
Yes.
young people, young ladies, or even men regardless. They would see and be like, oh, okay, so they are seeing the work you're doing. They're seeing that you're actually, making some form of
Yes.
change. And then they start to change their orientation.
Yes.
That
Our
women
senator
can
tomorrow. Kudos to the likes of Mama P,
Yes.
who have
So-
been the voice in the dark, in the desert, making noise about the elections and all of
Yeah.
the anomalies that are seen in the current government. Kudos to Mama P.
So,
This is Mama P.
Okay.
You know, there's a conversation we're talking about. You know, we're talking about women in leadership. You know, there's a conversation going around about UN. I mean,
Yes,
UN,
yes,
UNC,
yes,
and everybody.
Taking out the
We've had enough handouts. It is time for us to build for all, fund our dreams. Do it. Yes.
Yes, DIM was hijacked by a man.
Yes.
through
You
a
can
just
website.
imagine.
Apparently, they've been hijacking it.
They've been hijacking it.
That is the page that I normally go every year, to check. Yes.
So it was
So
more
please.
optimized than the one that UN.
Yes.
And that also shows an ineptitude on the UN side.
Exactly,
Yes,
and
well,
the women who work there, UN
We
women.
need to be
Yes.
proactive now. Kulola for senator.
You cannot
We have to
say
do this thing.
she's putting me towards
Seriously.
your
I am
direction.
going to be on your neck for this. So we are going to do
So
it.
yes,
Yeah.
that's what this table is about. Okay, genuinely, starting movements that
Yes.
would make a change.
Yes,
because like I
yes.
said, trust me, my father is just like you. He would follow many times. Maybe something happens at the airport. The time they broke my sister's tire, they paid
Yes.
for it.
Yes.
He
Yes.
ensured it
Suit
was
them.
paid for. All these people that, as long as he feels you have infringed on my rights, he would follow it to the
I
letter.
will normally do
So
that
when
too.
there is
Always
another-
Your father deserves an
when-
award.
I've done it
eh?
online for a brand before. They collected
because-
money, they didn't deliver. A
So-
big brand. I dragged them on Facebook. They called me and said, sorry, madam, we will return the money. Just you apologize to
Someone
me
said that,
publicly.
someone
If you don't
once
do
asked
it,
a question
true.
that, what's your contribution to humanity? I said, my contribution to humanity is that I will always give review, right? Especially if you have wronged me, I will write it that your product or
your
your
service.
hotel or something, and I always read reviews. I sit down and read reviews if I want to patronize something.
to see what
So, yes,
people are
to
saying,
see what people are saying. That's my contribution to humanity.
you very much.
Yes.
Lovely. Kulola for senator. So yes, March 10 is International Day of Women Judges, and we're trying to portray and promote women in leadership and just representing some decision-making positions. And we've established that sometimes maybe some people may be too shy, too scared, or just not well equipped to be in these positions. So when we now see people who have the skills, because there's also the debate of are leaders born or are leaders made, but regardless, even if you have leadership qualities, you still need to hone them, right? And of course, with leadership comes a lot of responsibility. Once you build the influence, the important thing is we want to see a change. We want to see a better tomorrow.
gather
So
experience.
on this table, we're saying that we're going to be the pioneer women in
Yes.
leadership,
Yes.
making some form of positive change,
Yeah.
starting from our Jerusalem, starting from
Yeah.
Oyo State,
Yeah.
Ibadan. So watch out for us, okay?
We are coming.
We're coming. Lovely. We're going to take a break. When we get back, we have our agree or disagree segment. So stay with us. It's been a very interesting conversation so far. But before we go, let's see our agree or disagree segments. We're going to see our statements of the day. We agree or we disagree, and we defend our answer. So let's see today's statements. We've been talking leadership. Influence matters more than authority in modern leadership. Influence matters more than authority in modern leadership? Agree or disagree? Does influence matter more than authority in modern leadership? Okay, agree. Chisom, do you disagree, agree, or you agree? You'd agree. Okay, let's start with DT. You agree that influence matters more than authority.
Yes, so authority in this statement sounds like, to me, like power without responsibility. That's what you're saying. You can't, because for me, leadership starts with influence. Influencing, that's why we call some people, we say we have thought leadership.
Yeah.
We change the mindset of people by the turning whatever it is their mindset as negative. We try and help them to see the positive side. So we influence people, and that is what a leader should be. You should be an influencer in the right way, not in the wrong way. So influencing people, changing their mindset about things, teaching them the right things.
Yeah.
So when you do that, then your authority makes sense. So because what we are seeing in this nation is people who are in place of authority, no responsibility. In fact, they are not influencing anybody. They are making life difficult for people. They are not, taking responsibility for anything. So for me, influence is very much important because it changes the mind of people, change the way people see life, the way they react. This morning we said a lot, and what we have said have changed me in a way because now I am going to hold somebody responsible for whatever. Yes. Influence. It just influenced my thought, and that is the most powerful gift you can give to humanity. Yes. So that's my stand. Thank you.
Our senator to be.
Okay, so I would like to agree with what she said, that if you are a leader, your influence is more impactful than using brute, force, on them. That's, this is how I want to. I remember that I used to work somewhere, and the head of that organization said, this is the way, I wanted all of you to be dressing, right? And for example, that if you're a man, some men will just wear native and they will not wear cap.
Okay.
So, and all of a sudden, everybody started, wearing a cap if they wear native. They started dressing in some certain ways, because they saw that the head of the organization used to dress in some certain ways.
Yeah.
So, and that without, forcing anybody, everybody started using iPads, people that could not even operate, a normal Android phone, start carrying iPads around and all that. So I think that influence is, a much potent, way of leadership than using authority. Yes.
Okay. Well, Chisom agrees. You still agree, or you want to agree or disagree?
And so I had to do something different because everybody was agreeing.
Yes.
So, well, my own summation of this is that there is positive influence and there is negative influence. And the authority neutralizes negative influence. So let's say we have, some influencers who are influencing people negatively.
Yeah.
And then an authority comes into the picture. You will definitely trump and try to bring balance and tranquility in that system. Because we have a lot of negative influences. We have a lot of bad influences. In as much as we are seeing these people in leadership position, people who are making making things trend.
Yeah.
And the trending is the trend is not something that would bring a positive impact in the society. So when you see that, you notice that you have to bring in force, you have to bring in authority to quench, to trump, and to impact a balance so that everybody okay.
Everybody, okay. Well, of course, I agree because just like we've all established, I think, influence is a lot more transformative, especially, with leading, because if you're a true leader, you would have some form of influence. And when you have that influence, you make your followers also leaders. You make leaders, transformative leaders as well, which is, one of the most powerful, styles of leadership. But I mean, if you think of authority, what comes to mind is maybe dictatorship, where it doesn't feel like a democracy, it doesn't feel like leadership, but it just feels like you're being bossed around. It just feels like you just have a lord over you. It feels more like slavery, really, where you are taught to keep quiet, you are taught to, shun yourself. And even when you have the opportunity to break free, because you've been so confined to a certain thinking, you would be very, it would just be a lot difficult for you to, be more than, what you actually can be. So influence is a lot more productive and also very, very important
When
than
the
authority.
influence is good.
Positive influence. Positive influence, which is why even though Funola was saying we should not be running to VDM and all of those, that one, his own influence can sometimes it can be positive, sometimes it can be
So that's why the authority is
negative.
important, to create the balance. So like she was asking, when he got there, authority made him stop. He would have demolished the whole place before anything. But there's the authority of the traditional ruler. There's the authority of the other local government chairman himself.
There.
Still has authority. So, but the traditional ruler, it now gave him a signed go-ahead that this is a good influence you are bringing to us. We want it. If there was no traditional ruler, that's why the southern this thing they are doing now, council, which now makes Odua of Ife, the permanent ruler or leader, which doesn't make sense for the southeastern person who pours libation and embrace kola nut. The Southerners don't do that. So it's a problem. It's another conversation entirely. Yes, the Southern. So it's a big controversial conversation. And I know you know about it, where they have made a Southern council.
I don't care
traditional.
about
They have their own tradition.
So they made one person a permanent.
because I think that all those things are rent-seeking.
irrelevant.
They are irrelevant, really. So I can't be fighting about things like that. You know,
At this
point,
point,
I'm telling you. So
at
they are
this point in
rent-seekers.
So yeah, so those are the conversation. Because when we come to grassroots leadership, we need to set it right as
So
much
what
as
I'm saying is
possible.
that, right? Maybe after the show.
After the show.
Truly, because we don't have a lot of time, but I mean, it's been such an insightful conversation. Just like I pick up from what DT said, we're speaking about leadership, we're speaking about women in leadership, and we ourselves are also, reorienting ourselves on what power we have in ourselves. But before we go, let's take a look at our wise words on the web, just to add to the many gems that we've shared on the show today. Our wise words. Okay. Can you read for us, Funola?
So if your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you're a leader. Through John Quincy Adams.
Lovely.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
influence.
That's influence. Amazing. Ooh, as always, it's been a thought-provoking conversation today as we've explored what leadership truly means, from influence and from responsibility to the role both leaders and followers play in shaping society. And as we mark International Women's Month this March, we also want to give a special shout out to the incredible women who continue to lead, inspire and break new grounds in every space they occupy. And big shout out to the ladies on this table, because your impact does not go unnoticed.
Thank you.
Amazing ladies. And that's the conversation for today, but of course we're going to be meeting again on Saturday for the TBC conference. Okay, so don't just hear it, be a part of it. Come through, support, volunteer and partner with us. We've bagged an incredible army of sponsors so far that we're super grateful for. But of course, there's still room for you. So you can still sponsor us, okay? You see all the details on our social media. We'll be looking forward to hearing from you and seeing you on Saturday. Thank you so much again for joining in. We'll see you again tomorrow for another fabulous episode of The Big Conversation.
Voices rising, stories told, truth unfolding, brave and bold. In this space we speak our mind, different views all intertwined. It's the big conversation where the real ones talk. From the heart of the nation we all take that walk. Through the fire, through the facts we don't hold back. It's the big, big conversation. Voices rising, stories told, truth unfolding, brave and bold. In this space voice, we speak our mind. Different views all intertwine. It's the big conversation where the real ones talk from the heart of the nation.